All right, moment of truth. We have internet and we have power. We got a monitor. I got my flashlight for light because the sun's getting real low. I'm losing my light. We got our GPU hooked up. And I think this is what this whole thing is about. It's the fact that an average person like myself, who doesn't have really any experience with this, I grew up with computers. I was fascinated with computers. But, you know, I can point out hardware. We can talk software. But I'm not anywhere near, you know, the techno wizard that a lot of people are on the internet. But I think this is what it's about, is that you can be an average person, get some equipment, put it together, build something, and mine some coins. And this is what got me into it. The fact that I can build a machine that can make money. That's the golden egg, or the golden goose, whatever the expression is. I don't know. But I think this is very cool, and I really enjoy this. So hopefully people find this video, you know, this is helpful to you. Maybe not this one, but future videos as I gain more knowledge and get more hands-on, and don't feel awkward talking to myself or talking to my phone alone in my house. Maybe I'll have some better videos with, you know, some good content, but this is more of a documentary for me and for anyone else who wants to watch. So let's go ahead and fire it up and see what happens. All right, there's another cool thing about this board. It's got RGB like all over it. Okay, now this is the part. I don't have my screwdriver. Hang on one second. Okay, I'm back. I don't have an extra power button anywhere, and I can't remember which one of these is the power. Sorry for the shadow. Let me zoom out a bit. So I think it's these two. So it's kind of a cool thing that I learned. You can jump start a computer, I guess you could say. But you can bridge that. It's either these two pins or the top two pins that are going to be for power. And without a power button, you can simply touch it. All right, so it's not those two. It's those two. And then everything fires up. So if you missed it on this board, it is, can't even see with these, the phone. It's where my knife blade is pointing right now. It's a horrible angle, you can't really see. But a metal object that can conduct electricity, a blade, a screwdriver, you know, whatever you got. As long as it can conduct current, you can make 2 points of contact and turn it on. So it's firing up. It sees the board. I'll give this a second and, oh, here we go. It sees HiveOS. I got my finger in the lens. Rookie move. You can see my shadow. Maybe I'll start like breakdancing while we're waiting. So this whole video might be a flop because I don't know if this GPU is going to work in HiveOS. I'm pretty sure it has some kind of altered BIOS, or like I said, maybe it's got, you know, a mining BIOS, the same thing, like Polaris one-click BIOS editor. Maybe that was done to it, but so far nothing is happening on the screen. Oh, there we go. That's positive. Let's use the GPU, or it's loading drivers to the GPU. Now, if we hear the fan start blasting, there we go. Oh, we got an error. Hang on, I'll be right back. I'm gonna try and troubleshoot this. I can't hold the camera and type at the same time. And I'm just gonna take a few minutes to figure this out. So we'll see. This seems like a common problem. It's kind of weird. I've never had this issue before, but it's telling me connection to API server failed, and it's giving me the api.hiveos.farm web address, and it cannot connect. So I'm going to see what's up with that and hopefully come to a conclusion on why it's not connecting and have it resolved, hopefully. Stand by. What I'm going to do is remove the GPU completely, and I've set up a flight sheet for CPU mining. I'm going to run that, and I'm going to see if there's any issues. I've got HiveOS up here on the computer. This one's called Test Rig. So we'll see what happens. All right, let's fire her up. And jump it. Let's see if I can get on camera this time. I really don't know how everyone does this one-handed. You can see on the NIC we got green light, amber light. Data is transferring. We have a good connection. I forgot to mention, I didn't power on the RGB for the fan. What you're seeing is from the motherboard and the memory. That is most likely the culprit right there. I don't have enough RGB. I don't have enough flare going on. All right, I'm gonna stop here, and then when it comes up, I'll start the video again. That is weird. All right, let me see what's going on. A little bit of success. It's running. I've never had this issue before, but I'm gonna fire up my laptop and show you exactly what I did. It still isn't 100%, but it looks like it's connecting to the HiveOS farm server. So give me a second and we'll jump to the laptop. So here we are in HiveOS. We're in the worker, my test rig. And what I did, I spent quite some time like Googling the issue, and there was, of course, you know, a ton of forums and whatnot that had the same question. Everyone's like, yeah, I have the same issue. What's the solution? You know, here, you got to do this, you got to do that. I found one answer. And for me, not knowing and I'm sure there's others that had the same issue, not knowing what the heck it meant. I had to Google it. So, for whatever reason, HiveOS couldn't connect to the server. And the solution is enabling DOH. And that was the guy's answer. It was simply like, hey, everybody knows what this is. Enable DOH and then run a Linux script and it'll work. So I started right here doing enabling DOH, and what you want to click on is this icon right here, these tools. This menu drops down, and right down here, DOH. On mine, it was set to system default. That's worked on everything else I've made. Everything else I've plugged HiveOS in. I've never had to change this. So for some reason, on this one, it wasn't working, but changing DOH to enabled globally has allowed it to work. So here we are in HiveOS, and the funny thing is, this is how I started out. I didn't have any GPUs. I had some old laptops, and the laptops just had internal graphics. You know, they had various old Intel CPUs. So to get familiar with Hive, I made a flight sheet for CPU miner and started CPU mining Dogecoin. I was making like 5 cents a day. I think at the time I was making like, you know, one point something Dogecoin a day. And that's how it started. So it's up and running. We're using this old flight sheet that I have. And I'm gonna try the RX 470 next, see if that'll work. But yeah, we're getting that Doge right now. There we go. It's for all the money. It's for the win. If it works correctly, we're going to be CPU mining Veriscoin and GPU mining Ravencoin. Fingers. There we go. So enabling DOH in HiveOS, enabling it globally, allow me to get access. I don't know why. I don't understand why it was an issue. But here we go. We have using Hellminer for CPU mining, Veriscoin, and it's doing its thing. Over here to Team Red Miner, and hopefully this GPU does its thing. I don't think it's going to work. It is not. It's not. I don't even know the term. It's not posting. I don't know what the deal is. Holy crap, we're mining. This is great. Okay, so, man, numerous issues with this thing, but super long story short, had connection issues, enabled DOH globally through HiveOS, and then got the GPU on, got it running, tried doing CPU mining and GPU mining. That, I guess, it kind of froze HiveOS. It didn't do anything. Usually there's an option where you're dual mining, you know, CPU mining and GPU mining. You can switch back and forth between the two screens. It wouldn't allow me to do that. It had no information, no faults, nothing, you know, reported dead. It didn't restart, it just froze. So I decided, you know what, I'll just put it on Raven by itself and got it going. It got, you know, the first part of the, I don't even know what it's called, like what it says where it's looking for OpenCL or whatever it is, initializing GPU, you know, X, and it kind of froze again, but it still had a connection to HiveOS. So I just very quickly downloaded the BIOS for the GPU, and on my laptop I used the Polaris one-click BIOS editor. I flashed it, I uploaded it, and I restarted the rig, and now we are mining. So, a bunch of hurdles to get this thing going. This video is probably going to be very choppy, and I apologize. I'm totally new to making videos. I say a lot because I'm freaking, I feel awkward talking to my camera, but this works. I'm very happy, and we're getting that Raven. I hope it's really worth something one day. I pretty much mine like Ergo, Raven, ETC. I got a weird one that I'll probably do a video on where I used HiveOS and Unminable to mine Shiba Inu just to have it. I don't think it's going to go anywhere, but Brandon Coin did a video on it. He got like 4 million of them, and I was like, you know, it doesn't hurt to have a little bit of everything, because you never know. I mean, Dogecoin used to be worth less than a penny. Imagine if you had 1 million of them, even now. So yeah, we're going. By the way, if you mine Raven coin, check out this pool, miner pool. I think they're pretty cool. They reached out to a bunch of different miners. I only know of Red Panda Miner doing a giveaway for them and talking about them, we'll say. And Hobbyist Miner also did a giveaway and a video where he compared, you know, all the pools that are out there, Miner Pool being one of them. And I like he said, I like their interface. I like how the website looks, the information that they have. And when I first started with them, is when they first started their mining pool for Raven coin, and I made 1,500 Raven coin in a week with, I don't even know what the hash rate would be, say 10 or, you know, 5 RX 470s and 5 RX 570s, whatever that works out to be. And I got a lot. They changed the way the payouts go. I think I went to like PPTS, whatever it is, but I'm still making with 3 RX 470s that are really dumbed down, really dialed down, because they have issues like this one, making about 60 to 70 coins a day with 3 GPUs, 3 470s. And the OC settings on them are not very high. I think it's 1050 per core and like 1850 for memory. And core state 1 And then core voltage, I have it like 900 or 875. And I've kind of done that. I've lost some hash power, like 1 or 2. And, but I'm doing that for heat. I found that if I put the core clock at 1050, the memory at 1950, and then play around with the core state and core voltage, I can get them to run at 80% fan, and they're under, it depends on the time of day, but anywhere from 55 Celsius to 68 Celsius. And that's during the day in Texas in a 100-degree garage. So it works for now. Until something breaks, something goes wrong. But very happy with this. So good night and good luck.